Hey friends, welcome to your beginner yoga class. I love teaching beginner yoga, and I had a really great question on one of the other classes that I had, which is, what do I do if I don't have a yoga mat? Can I still do this? The answer is yeah, of course. There's no magic in a yoga mat. It does two things. One, it gives you a little bit of padding for your joints. And two, it kind of helps you feel a little bit more grippy so that you aren't going to have that slipping feeling as much as you would on hardwood. But all that being said, you can do yoga anywhere. You don't need a mat, you don't need special yoga gear, you don't need special yoga clothes, you just need, the human body that you came with. So this practice is intended to do with or without a yoga mat. If you have a carpet, a rug, a towel, something to give you a little bit of padding, that's gonna help. But if you are somewhere and there's just a hardwood floor, you're gonna be fine with this practice. So let's get started. Super important to know, in my yoga class and pretty much any yoga class you are going to take, listen to your body. I don't know what injuries you have. I don't know how you're feeling today. So be really mindful of listening to yourself first. I am not the boss of you. I'm just going to give you some suggestions. You make decisions. Sound good? All right. So we're going to start standing. That is either on the floor, on a rug, on your yoga mat, whatever you've got. Bring your feet about hip width apart. And then we're going to come into mountain pose. So think about stacking your hips over your heels, your shoulders over your hips. Twist the palms a little bit so they face forward, shoulders down and back, ears over shoulders. Crown of the head reaches up. So just stacking the body here and taking a couple of deep breaths, grounding down through your feet and reaching up through the crown of the head. So getting really tall here, feeling connected, landing here. You might have had a really busy day. You might be under a lot of stress. Just be here. Couple of deep breaths. Feel the way the air enters your body and then leaves your body. Good. One more deep breath here. This time, sigh it out through the mouth. Excellent. Take those feet a little further apart. Bend the knees a little and bring the hands to the thighs. Make sure the shoulders don't end up all the way shoved into the ears. Drop them down. We're going to get some movement into the spine for cat-cow, the standing version. So inhale, gaze goes up, arch the back. And on the exhale, drop the head down and curl through the spine. Good. Inhale, gaze goes up. And exhale, drop the head. Good. So we're opening up the front body and the back body. Keep going here. And we're timing the breath with the movement. On the exhale, you curl the spine and drop the head down. And on the inhale, you look up and arch. One more time, both directions. Good. And then next time you come through neutral, stay right there. You might want to take the feet a little bit wider here. We're going to drop the shoulder, one shoulder at a time. So let's start with the right. Dropping the right shoulder down, pushing that right knee away a little bit, but be really gentle. And then looking up over that back shoulder, so getting a twist in the spine. Good, bring it back to center. And then drop left shoulder down, pushing that left knee away, looking up and back. Good. One more time to each side. So drop that right down, getting into that twist, and take it the other way. Good. Make sure you're still breathing here. And back to center. Good. Bend those knees and slowly roll on up to standing. Good. Bring those feet together. Find that mountain pose. Palms face forward, heart is lifted. Deep breath in. And let it go. Next inhale, arms reach up. You can press the palms together or you can interlace the fingers. Reach those arms up and then take the hips over to the right a little bit. Bring the fingertips over to the left. So tendency here is to let one shoulder drop down in front. Don't do it. Try to keep the hips and the shoulders square to the front. Good. If this bothers your lower back, drop that left hand down to the hip. Nice. So think about reaching up and over more than just kind of shoving the hips over to the side. Take one more deep breath right here. And release, coming up. Hands reach up, get really tall here. And then come over to the other side. So hips are going left this time, fingertips going right. Square those shoulders and hips towards the front of the room. Always welcome to drop that hand down. Just give you a little support to lift out of the waist before you go over. Smooth out that breath right here for 3, 2, 1. Nice. Bring it up. Reach those arms up. And on the exhale, releasing the hands and bring them to the lower back. So you want the fingertips pointing down and then draw the elbows towards one another. So again, your feet are hip width distance. Taking a deep breath in. We're going to do a little bit of a deeper back bend. We already warmed up the spine a little bit. So send those hips forward and then the gaze goes up and back a little bit. Now, if it feels better to keep the chin tucked, do that. If you want to let the head go back, push hips forward, gaze goes up, lift out of the waist, and keep breathing for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly come up and out. Release those hands. Take a couple breaths. Good. Feel the connection of the feet on the ground. Feel the breath. Deep breath in. And exhale. Nice. All right, those feet are still hip width distance. Bring your hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Reach those arms up, gaze goes up. And exhale, hands come through heart center and fold, hinging at those hips. You are welcome to bend the knees. Take a halfway lift, bring the hands to the legs so the spine is long here. And then fold down. Nice, bend the knees, reach all the way up. Good, let's go through that again. Hands through heart center and fold. Come to that halfway lift. Long spine here. Neck is long. And fold. Little bend in those knees as you reach up. Option to take it to a little back bend again here. And fold all the way forward. Last time through like this. Come to that halfway lift. And then fold all the way down. Reach it all the way up. Good, and release here. Bring one hand to heart, one hand to belly. Feel for that heartbeat. Feel the breath. See if you can lift the heart up into that hand. Deep breath in. And let that go. Excellent. All right, feet are hip width, maybe a little bit wider on this one. Make sure they're parallel, toes pointing straight forward. So we're going to start with the hands on the hips. Taking a deep breath in, we're going to come into what is often called awkward pose for a very good reason. Sometimes it's called chair pose. So, grounding the feet down, starting with the hands on the hips, lift through the heart. And then sit down and back like you're sitting in a chair behind you that's not there. So sit the hips down and back. Hands can stay on the hips, or you can bring them to heart center, or you can bring them out in front of you. Make sure your toes are pointing straight forward, so it's like your feet are on railroad tracks. Sit those hips down and back. Find the hand position that works best for you. So the weight is mostly in the heels, so you can pick those toes up and wiggle them. If you want to heat it up here, if you want to make it a little more challenging, arms reach up overhead. So don't let the chest come down onto the thighs. Peel that heart up. Sit those hips down for 3, 2, 1. Stand up, palms forward. Breathe. You're doing awesome. Lengthen those exhales. That helps to bring the heart rate down, settle the nervous system a little bit. Good, deep breath in. Long exhale out. Nice, let's do that one more time. So you can bring feet all the way together if that feels good in your body. Or you can have them hip width, you can have them a little wider. Just make sure you're on those railroad tracks. Toes pointing straight forward. Lifting through the chest, hands to the hips or to the heart as you sit down and back on your exhale. So you're going to feel a shake here, right? You're getting stronger. It's a good thing. Hands to heart. Sometimes reaching out feels really good, like you could sink a little deeper because you have that counterbalance. Be really careful you're not getting too much of a crunch in this lower back. Point the tailbone down towards the ground, drawing the abdominals in, shoulders down away from the ears, and breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it up. Beautiful. Couple deep breaths. Feeling that heart rate spike? It's a good thing, because you're learning how to bring it back down again with the breath. Good. Inhale. Sigh it out. Let it go. Take a seat on the ground, on your mat, rug, carpet, kitchen floor, whatever, I don't care. Bring both legs out straight. Hands next to your sides. Sit up tall. This is staff pose. This can be pretty intense on the backs of the legs, especially if your hamstrings are tight. So if this is really bothering you, feel free to bend the knees up a little bit. But working to get the legs as straight as you can and flex the feet so the toes point back towards the face. Sit up tall here. Good, so engage through the core so that the spine is long, tucking the chin just a little bit. Good, deep breath in. And let that go. Nice. All right, draw that right foot out to the side a little bit. And left leg is going to come in. So sole of the left foot somewhere on the inside of the right leg. Really does not matter where. Find the place that is comfortable. And then take a deep inhale, get tall, and then take a bit of a twist so that your chest is over that straight leg. Or at least somewhere close to that. It doesn't have to be exactly over. But take that twist And then walk the hands down a little bit on either side of that right leg. So that might be like an inch. That's great. It might be further, but just make sure that you're not doing one of these where the forehead comes to the knee. You want to keep the spine long and hinge more than rounding. That's going to put the stretch more in the backs of the legs, the back of that right leg. So keep the heart lifted and walk the hands to either side of that leg as much as feels comfortable. Make sure you're not holding the breath. And I like to keep my eyes open. Some people like to practice yoga closing their eyes in these longer holds. I get distracted if I close my eyes, honestly. So I like to keep my eyes open. Helps me to stay in this moment a little bit more. Great job. Slowly walking up and then switch out your legs. So the right foot's coming to the inside of the left leg now. Take that twist over the straight leg, and then whenever you're ready, walk the hands down. Might be a tiny little bit. No worries. If you want to go further, just make sure you keep that heart lifted. And you're slowly hinging at those hips. So you're probably going to feel the stretch in the back of that left leg now. But as with any of these yoga postures, you might feel things in a different place. That's totally okay. It just depends on your body. The places you are more flexible, the places you're a little tighter, you're going to maybe feel a stretch in a different place than somebody else. Totally fine. As long as you're being mindful, as long as you're not going over that point of challenge to a point of pain, you can't yoga wrong. You just can't. Slowly coming up. Good, bring both those feet out in front of you again. Hands to the sides, and let's take that forward fold a little bit. So we didn't really fold forward, we stayed in staff previously. Let's see if we have a little bit more flexibility in those hamstrings. So very slowly hinging forward and walking those hands forward just as much as feels good. So again, keeping that heart lifted as you let that upper body come down just to wherever you feel that sensation. The only way you can really do yoga wrong is if you let your ego run the show. That's also how you get hurt in yoga, quite honestly. You think you should be able to do something, or you're trying to outdo somebody or some phantom idea of something. That's when you get hurt. So that's a bad way to do yoga. As long as you're leading with that compassion, you're good. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, slowly walking out of it. Excellent. All right, I'm gonna spin around to the side so that y'all can see me okay. Basically, you want to be lying on your mat or in your space. We're going to be lying down, so make sure that you're not going to hit anything. But first, we're going to do a little bit of abdominal work. This is boat pose. Tons of options here. So this is a great one for brand new beginners because you can see your progress as you go through, because you can change it up kind of incrementally. So starting first with your hands behind you, fingertips touching the ground and pointing towards your feet. And then come up on your tiptoes. So you're sitting on your sits bones, that bony part of your bum, and your chest is lifted. Great. So this is an excellent place to start. If you want to do more, you can practice bringing one foot up, and then you can bring the other foot up. If you're feeling good there, you can bring both feet up. If you're feeling good there, you can practice putting both feet up and reaching arms up. And then if you're feeling super sassy today, you can do both. And from here, you can always reach longer and reach longer, which I can't do today. So find the place that works for you. You can flex the feet or point the toes. And whenever you need a break, you bring the feet down or the hands down, you take a deep breath, and you come back to whatever position is most challenging, but reasonable for you, right? It's challenging, but it's not getting into that weird ego place. So lift through the heart, make sure that lower back is straight, and breathe here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring your feet in, let your knees fall out to the sides and take a breath here. It's amazing how much you can work the abs in just like, 20 seconds. Let's do it one more time. Good. So finding that place of challenge for you today. Might be different tomorrow. Keep that heart lifted. Good. Keep the breath smooth. Hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Hug those knees in and then lie it down. Excellent. Bring those knees into the chest. Maybe rock side to side here. Maybe releasing the arms and bringing the knees all the way to one side and then all the way to the other side, getting a spinal twist. Taking whatever other movements feel good. You might want to bring your feet straight up. You can come into happy baby, which is knees bent. You can grab for the outsides or the insides of the legs, the feet. You bend and straighten. Do whatever feels good to you here. And then let those arms and legs go long and find Shavasana, your resting pose. If you are somewhere where it does not feel okay to lie on the ground, you are more than welcome to sit up. Actually, I'm gonna sit up right now. You're welcome to sit up. You're welcome to sit in a chair. Just be somewhere where you can let the body fully relax. So Shavasana is the resting pose. It is pretty much the purpose of yoga. We work really hard, and then we remind ourselves how to rest. It's the paycheck. It is the integration of all the hard work we just put in. It's where our body and our mind absorbs it. So see if you can release any bit of tension that you're holding in the body. And just be as heavy as you can. Let the eyes close if that's comfortable. And just rest, you earned it. If your mind is wandering right now, totally okay. Just bring it back. Just notice the sensation in the body. Notice the way the breath feels. The rest of the world will be waiting for you when you are done this practice. It does not need you right now. Start to deepen the breath a little bit right here. Maybe wiggling the fingers, the toes, maybe stretching overhead. Maybe drawing knees into chest. If you would like to take a longer Shavasana, by all means do that. If you are ready to continue with your day, maybe bringing the hands to heart center. You can stack the hands on top of the heart, whatever makes you feel connected, so that we can end our practice together, taking a deep breath in and sigh it out. Excellent job. You did it. It is such an honor for me to lead you through your practice. May you be well, be safe, be happy, be healthy, and live with peace. Namaste. I'll see you next time.